The view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life. So says Dr. Carol. I see Carl here, but it's Carol. So says Dr. Carol S. Dweck, who wrote the book Mindset. You know, we typically say this. We say it's not what you're looking at, it's what you see that changes your life. So people can be looking at the same thing. It's what they see that affects them. It affects their attitude. It affects their attitude. It affects their response. Um, so it affects the message they get from it, right? So it's your perspective to life. Like we would say, it's your view of life. Your view of life comes true for you. You go to a place and you see that all of them are, you assume because they are rich, they are thieves. That's what you get. You don't be a blessing to you because that's the only way you will see them. You will not see them in such a light that you can learn from them, you can receive their help, you know. So life responds to you the way you see it, right? It's not what you're looking at, it's what you see. And what you see is a reflection of who you are, right? It's not what you're looking at, it's what you see that changes your life. And what you see is a reflection of who you are. Clean your lens, clean your lens, clean your paradigm. Stop making assumptions. Find out. Ask questions. No. Don't be lazy. Ask questions. No. Assume good intent. So the view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life. The view you accept for yourself is, if you see life as a, if you see life as not worth living, if you see that if I put in effort, you won't get result, you will get the way you see life. But you can clean your lens. You can see life from a better picture. See life in a way that it empowers you, not dismember you or empower you. We all need power. We all need encouragement. We all need motivation. So don't be a limiter to yourself, right? Don't be a stumbling block to yourself. Don't be a plug or a clog in the wheel of progress of your own life, right? Be someone that enables your life, right? Ask questions, but be the motivation of your life, not one that stands in the way of your life, right? So with success comes a major problem, keeping up the sense of urgency. So sometimes, like we say, success is your enemy, failure is your friend. While with failure, you learn lessons and you can apply that. With success, you might be full of yourself and assume that I've arrived. There's nothing to learn. I'm the best. And there comes failure after that. So you have to be careful when you succeed, just to remember that you're human and know the lessons learned, apply them, and never, don't forget them, and know that there's you're going to a higher level where you will know as much as you know at this level where you succeeded. So be a constant, never-ending learner, right? And keep on extending the boundaries of your existence. So with success comes a major problem, keeping up with a sense of urgency, right? And needed to accomplish a bigger goal or to sustain a high level of performance over time. With success, you can get comfortable, and that can be a limiter to your new and further success, right? You're welcome. So the best way to combat complacency, which could come from succeeding, and for some people is just from giving up. The best way to combat complacency is to identify the symptoms in their infancy. When something is trying to make you complacent, you understand the symptoms so that they are not allowed to develop into insoluble problems, right? You just understand the place of that things that could make you complacent, because you're not going to grow with complacency. You know, I have a lot going on right now. But you see, I'm still seeking for new grounds. I'm about to start a new business, even in the midst of all my business, right? Because all my business right now are pretty much located in Nigeria. And there's an opportunity where I can have a business outside the shores of Nigeria, right? I'm taking it. I'm taking it, because that helps me to spread my risk, right? So I'm able to get businesses that hand forex other than just a local one. You know, I do have investments, no doubt, outside other than this. But in terms of real business, all my business presently are in Nigeria. Right. So it's an opportunity to have a business outside the shores of Nigeria, and I'm taking it. See, I'm not being satisfied with my present progress. I'm looking for new things. The rich look for opportunities. The poor look for security. The rich know that their security is in new opportunities. The poor looking for security to consolidate what they already have. They're not looking for new shots. And security and safety is an illusion. It doesn't exist anywhere. The way you get it is by looking for new opportunities. The opportunities inherently become your security. All right, let's move on. So we looked at different terms here as it compares to growth mindset, fixed mindset, complacency. So uh, we talked about the need to have a divine dissatisfaction. I know people typically will mix this up, with that statement where it says godliness with contentment is great gain, right? That's not the same thing as talking about complacency. Contentment and complacency are not the same thing, right? Uh, Complacency is being lazy. Is not seeking for growth, right? So when we're talking about dissatisfaction, divine dissatisfaction, the word there, divine, you're content where you are while seeking growth. Complacency, you're content and you're not seeking growth. The difference is the growth part, right? You cannot truly grow if you're not content where you are. You have to be content where you are before you can grow. Otherwise, if you're not content where you are, you won't have the power to grow. But contentment does not mean that you should not grow. You should not have a vision. You should not have uh, a goal of something better. But while you are seeking for that, you must be able to um, make the best of where you are and what you have. Because without that, you only be looking for trouble. You need the power of contentment where you are to be able to handle the growth that you seek. Because if you are not contented where you are, you will not be contented in a new place where you're going to. Because every time we win a war, we must conquer that place where we are. If you don't conquer that place, you will not have the room to be able to fight a new war. Right? So contentment does not mean that you are not seeking growth. Right? Complacency is not seeking growth. And your security, your safety is in growth. Because don't forget the world is moving also. The world, things around you are changing at a pace that you don't have control over. So if you're not growing, you're actually uh, going backwards, right? There's inflation, there's different things changing around you. So you have to grow yourself. You want to stay ahead, right? So, and the things that we need against complacency is the need to have hunger. You have hunger to win, to improve, and a willingness to do whatever it takes. You have to have a hunger. Don't let that hunger die. Because you have achieved and got into a particular mountain doesn't mean that your hunger should die. If you get to the peak of the mountain, find another mountain to climb. Otherwise, complacency will have the better of you, right? No matter where you find yourself, things can always be better. You can always be better. I'm not saying you should do it in a way that out of greed. But the only way that keeps your mind young is doing something new, learning something new. Michelangelo at his dying bed, and I believe he was 80, he still said, I am still learning. If I'm still learning, then I'm still growing, I'm still developing, right? It's not because you are not content, but because that's just a sign of life. The sign of life is growth, right? So keep your hunger alive, right? So different people call it different names. John Clotter calls it urgency. Ellen Weiner calls it the rage to master. Uh, Hell Nightingale calls it constructive discontent. So people call it by different names: growth mentality, divine dissatisfaction, urgency, rage to master, constructive discontent. Whatever name you call it, have it. The major factor in whether people achieve expertise is not some fixed proud ability, but purposeful engagement. You attain expertise, mastery by purposeful engagement. Continue to engage and do, engage and do, engage and do, engage and do, practice, engage and do, practice, engage and do. That's how you get mastery, right? If you're in a world where the status quo is acceptable, you will not develop. If people are satisfied with what happened yesterday, you will not develop. You need to accept what happened yesterday, but today is here. You need to grow from what happened yesterday. You need to seek to be better than yesterday and look forward to a future that is better than your present. And that future needs a better you. The person that you are right now is not good enough for the future. You have to seek development to be the person that is able to handle the future that is out there for you. If you don't grow, the future will come and you'll not be able to handle it. That's why ancient wisdom says, in a day of adversity, if your strength fails you, it's not the adversity that's the problem, it's your strength that is small. When your future come and you're not able to handle it, it's not your future that's the problem, it's your lack of growth. Your lack of growth that's the problem. The future is the future. You need to grow to become able to handle it. So it's continuous developing, continuous growth. You know, so if you want to get better, you have to make a huge effort. Improvement never comes without a cost. You have to keep on pressing, keep on knowing, keep on doing, keep on getting better. Making a commitment to mastery is making a commitment to a journey that never ends. You keep learning, you keep getting better, right? So the key to improvement is not found inside your comfort zone. You won't find your improvement in your comfort zone. You have to stretch yourself. You have to do something. You have to do your best every day with what you already have. As you do your best, you find new grounds you can tap into, right? I'm talking about doing business outside. It's because I'm doing something inside. It's going to be an extension of what I'm already doing. The only difference, immediate difference, is change of location. If I'm not doing what I'm doing here, I will not be able to tap into the opportunity that is outside the country. And as I do that one, I can tell you I'm going to have new opportunities, other new opportunities. Because the more you do, the more you see to do. The more you do, the more you see to do, the more you do, the more you see to do. Right? So the key to improvement is not found inside your comfort zone. You must nurture a constant feeling of positive discomfort, in particular, in particularly the discomfort that comes from being stretched to the limit. You have to keep stretching yourself, get better, stretching yourself to get better. In my place of work, we used to, as part of our performance management process, call have what we call stretch goal, right? Have a goal that's going to take something out of you to do, as part of our assessment for the year. You put down something that's going to take something that will take something from you to do, and you be judged by that. Will determine whether you have performed during the year or not. But life is like that. If you just do the thing you're already used to, you get tired yourself. You won't have fun. Yeah, put in your best. So you do the things you need to, but you can always make it better. Make it better. Extend this, change this, make it better. Extend this, change this, make it better. What about that? Can we do it this way? Can we do it that way? If this is working, what if we tweak this a little? Will it work better? Keep on growing. That's a sign of life. You're not dead. You're alive. Get a value for being alive. God bless you.